What happened after you had sex with your best friend? We had gotten drunk to celebrate me getting into med school, and 8 years of repressed sexual tension just poured out in a single night. The next 3 days, we were both in a panicked daze. I thought I had lost my best friend for the best sex of my life, and I couldn't stop thinking it wasn't worth it. The sex was mind-blowing, but no one made me feel as safe or as happy, and I would trade anything to keep that. He asked would it really be so crazy if we tried dating. We moved in together a month later. We've been together now for 7 years, got engaged, saving up for a house and wedding. He's still my best friend. We did a friend with benefits thing for about 3 years. Whenever we were both single, would hook up. She lived about 300 miles away. We used to sort of dance around the possibility of actually dating, even getting married, but we never pulled the trigger. The distance was too much, I think. We loved each other very much. Got to the point where whether it was platonic or romantic love was difficult to tell, and weirdly, neither of us was in a rush to figure it out. I guess we both had faith it would work itself out as it was supposed to. And it did. She met a great guy, dated him, and married him. I performed the ceremony. After it was over, at the reception, I gave her a hug and she kissed my cheek and smiled a little flirtatiously. We both knew it was the last time she'd give me that look, and said, "Thanks for marrying me." It was one of the most purely loving, intimate moments of my life. We are still close, not like before, but we still love each other deeply, and we always will. That love just has a more clearly defined label now, and it's a label we both respect and cherish. So yeah, it's not always a sad ending. Sometimes it's just a weird and beautiful intermission. Hooked up with a longtime friend. She wanted to keep things platonic, so we did for a couple of years. Then she had a change of heart, so now we kiss and have sex sometimes. It's fun, and I think it built a lot of trust between us that we are both genuinely in the friendship no matter what. No hard feelings if we keep things platonic. No expectations for sex or exclusivity. We just care about each other and are here for whatever comes. And sometimes we're what comes. I fell in love. He didn't. I got over it quickly and we remained best friend fuck buddies to this date. It's okay for people not to share the same feelings as you. That doesn't define your self-worth. Sex is great and doesn't require strict social codes. I enjoy having sex with him, so it's worth it to me to continue engaging with him physically. Had sex, dated, broke up, got back together, got married, had 5 kids, took trips to Japan and Europe. And now, as I'm dying of stage 4 cancer, she is by my side, keeping me company, taking care of me, and yeah, even having sex with me still. People are asking, so we are both 38. Our kids are 11, 10, 5, 4, 2. The 5 and 4-year-olds have severe autism, which makes life more challenging and interesting at the same time. I worry for them most, because the world is still not made for people like them. I would have wanted to be there to protect them always. She became clingy. Always around, when I ate, when I went to places with friends. 13 years and 3 kids later, I haven't been able to shake her. Edit. Thanks for all of the love. Told my wife about the joke and she claims I follow her around the house more than her to me. I guess it goes both ways. My best friend and I had sex in high school, so marriage wasn't on either of our minds. Fast forward, she got feels in college, but I was seeing someone else and I wasn't really happy about her going against our don't meddle in the other's relationships agreement. In the end, we kinda drifted apart. We knew each other for 13 years. I loved her before, and sex was very nice. She started telling me she loved me, and from a friendship it went to a full-grown relationship for me. When she fell in love with someone else, it started to break me. Fought to keep her, which drove her away. Fought more. It drove her away even more. We fought 3 times and it kind of broke both of us. Long after friendship crashed, it turned out she didn't really love me but tried to and just wanted to make me happy. Wow. If only she never said she'd loved me. Maybe then we would still be friends. I try my best to look to nature for my solutions, and a garden is a perfect example of life. Sometimes two plants grow so closely together that they block the sun for each other, and only in becoming less entangled are they allowed to thrive. The fruit they bear would be subpar, and even if it made the plants happy, a wise farmer would prune and pick them apart. Life isn't about growing with someone, it's about growing by yourself. Then when you've got your flowers ready, you'll look around and see who else is up to your level. Seems like people have a problem with the term up to your level, which I can agree with. I apologize, I've just had my 2nd child, still in the hospital. and have slept only a few hours. To me, on your level means to share your goals. Best friends for 8 years. She and I figured out we had feelings, had sex, started dating immediately after. She got breast cancer 1.5 years into dating, didn't skip a beat, and happily married my best friend. Got to find out what true love really is. She passed away in December. I miss my best friend. Nothing. We are still best friends. Then again, we've known each other for years and dated before we were friends. So we hooked up a few times here and there. We don't sleep together anymore. But, yeah, nothing changed. Best friends for 7 years. And we both just went through really nasty breakups where we were cheated on. Ended up having sex when he came over at like 4 a.m. one night. We ended up sleeping together daily for weeks after that. I ended up pregnant, and to be honest, I was terrified. I wasn't sure if he'd be willing to stick around given the circumstances. Turns out he was excited. Having a family was all he ever wanted. We didn't start dating immediately. I didn't want us to be together solely for the fact that we were having a baby. I wanted to make sure there was an actual connection there. In October, after months of basically living together, we made it official. Baby boy is due any day now, and we couldn't be any happier. Having him come over that night in June was the best decision I ever made. I dated her, helped deliver her daughter, raised her daughter as mine, and don't regret it. Bought a house, moved in together. She began hating being a mother and staying at home all the time. Started cheating with co-workers. Got exposed by her 2-year-old daughter. Please don't even ask how. I packed my shit and left immediately. Now she makes TikToks about how shitty I am to this day. Yet the only thing I miss about that relationship is being a father to that baby. Now it's just the reason I don't think I'll ever date a woman with kids or are pregnant. Nothing against those beautiful women, but I'm honestly traumatized because I still miss that kid every day. I'm a guy and I had a guy buddy who I swear wanted it. He'd make all these gay comments jokingly, but one time we were alone and I grabbed him from behind a rough house. He jokingly started grinding on me and I went with it. He was starting to moan, then snapped out of it and got all embarrassed and was trying to act macho the rest of the night. I feel bad for him. If he had been honest with himself about his preferences, he'd be a much happier man. And I would have fucked the shit out of him, of course. Your loss, Gary. Share your thoughts in the comments. Subscribe to the channel. Good luck.